Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is Yardama from the Great Millstone, Houston camp. And I want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahal Kakadash. And double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, the bishops and the elders on down, and the high priest that taught them. And I'm gonna, do a video this morning, while I was going to my stop this morning in my truck, and I just looking up, and got this cloud like, right? What appears to be a cloud. And it just reminded me of second Edges, the 13th chapter. And I'm gonna play it because I had, I kind of like recorded it, while I was driving. So, check it out. It's like I had the volume.
Hey, imagine that being that big old. Hey, imagine that being that big old chariot from what's that, second Edges, the 13th chapter. Just picture that. Just imagine that. I'm just thinking like that this morning.
Yeah, so I just said I wanted to do a quick video, bring out a few scriptures on that, I was just, like I said, I was just looking up while I was driving, and I seen it, I noticed that, so I was like, man, I'm gonna have to record some of this and make a little video, concerning it. So I'm gonna start off with, of course, second Edges 13:6. But I beheld, and lo, right? Meaning he looked. He had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. You know what? Let me start up. It's really like, saying that when Yahweh Shai come back, he on this mountain, on this cloud, on this chariot, big old chariot, right? And really pretty much going into World War III when he come back, And I start at 4. The second Edges 13:4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, meaning the lasers, on their chariot, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire, Yeah, because he gonna be kicking ass, tearing up shit, And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out to sea, which means, the seed of the heavens, Another word, for saying the heavens, which is talking about the armies, right? It's going to try to fight Yahweh Shai when he come back. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Yeah, that big old mountain, that chariot. He's going to be on, most likely standing on top, because, everybody going to see it. Verse 7. But I would have seen the region of place, Slakia. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Yeah, Ezra just saying that, he couldn't tell, he couldn't see, from the end of it, how it was carved out, He couldn't see it. He couldn't see the end to, from I just say from the right or to the left, you couldn't see it. It was so big, you know, the chariot that Yahushua was on. And that's what I was pretty much showing on that video, you know, looking up that cloud, you know, you couldn't really see the ends of it. And yeah, I just wanted to make that point out, and I'll bring out a couple of more scriptures, you know. Let's start at Luke 21, and then it's Luke 21 and 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming out. Hold on, let me. We'll put that in the red letter, because this, you know, of course, you know, this Yahushua speaking, right? Luke 21 and 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, right? In a cloud, which is like that one big spaceship, you know, that we was talking about in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. In a cloud with power and great glory. See? And verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Yeah, you know, every once in a while you got to look up and see, you know, see the heavens and, you know, see the chariots. I mean, that's what I pretty much did this morning. I just looked up, and it just reminded me of that cloud, you know, or that mountain that Esdras had described, you know, in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, you know. And I'm gonna get one more. I had it already. Yeah, this Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, right? In a cloud. And, you know, Apostle Tar always says it's going to pretty much most likely be that one cloud, that one chariot. Pretty much that chariot Yahushua going to be on, you know. And when we get, you know, taken up, Lord willing, we're part of that number, you know. And that's where we'll have that ceremony, you know, that's taking place in 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter. Like around the 40th on down verse, but, you know, yeah. Let me read it again. It's Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, meaning one in a chariot, right? And their enemies beheld them. Yeah. And that goes back to it's that Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, you know, be saved from the strange. Let me get that right quick. I don't want to butcher it. Let me get it. Yeah, let me get that right quick. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor. Yeah, our enemies, you know, scoffers, most so Esau, Edom, you know, because they don't make account of our labors what we have been doing, you know. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangers of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for, you know. Yeah. And I read on. I continue reading. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision and a proverb and a reproach, you know, talking shit, you know, to the men that's out here laboring, you know, doing what they have to do for Yahweh Shema Shai, doing his will, talking shit, seeing brothers on the corners, bringing out the word. We fools, Wisdom Solomon 5:4, we fools are counting his life madness and his end to be without honor. See? How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh power? And his lot is among the saints. Yeah, I love this, Yeah, they're going to be amazed, and man, they're going to be shocked and in great fear, when this happened. So, I just wanted to bring that out, just kind of, it sparked my spirit this morning. Of course, being at work.
Imagine that being that big old chariot from what's that, second Esdras, the 13th chapter. Just picture that. Just imagine that. I'm just thinking like that this morning. Hey.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, shalom, to the elect, and hopefully this been edifying. And to next time, give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yahweh Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and the elders and bishops on down, and the high priest that taught them. Until next time, shalom.